Hey, how's it going, guys? Political Spatula here, giving you the news no matter how bad it hurts. I was under the impression that most political commentators did do research when making their videos. And I think political commentators should maybe do a little more research when making their videos. And I'm going to give you a very good example as to why you should do research when making your video so you don't look like a fool like this guy. Let's get into the video.
So let's see who Donald Trump is protesting here.
We will open up new tracts of federal land for large-scale housing construction so that we can get housing on the market. Housing affordability crisis. It's too expensive to build the homes, and they're building them, and they cost a fortune.
That's right. Trump is waging a protest against himself. Do you know how fucking dumb this is? That would be like if the message of the Women's March was,
The Save America Act is incredibly important to be passed. It shows that voters are citizens. And that's really what it comes down to, is proving whether or not the people voting are citizens or not. Why is it so hard to grasp that Americans shouldn't go to Germany, illegally or as non-citizens, and decide how their country should be run? And this guy thinks it's okay for illegal immigrants to come to our country and decide how our elections should turn out, which is ridiculous. This bill should get passed because that's all it does is prove that voters are citizens. And the Democrats freak out so much about it. Why? Why is Brian Tyler Cohen so afraid of non citizens not being able to vote? And Trump has already done lots of good things for the United States. He's reworked a lot of the United States' trade policies, getting us new deals on manufacturing and agriculture, which really helps out the economy. He reduced the minimum sentencing for certain non-violence offenses. And he's expanding the U.S. oil and natural gas production so that we aren't as reliant on foreign sources. And he's already lowered cost on health insurance. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Don't forget, he cut taxes on tips and lower income families. This is really just a test on the Democrats to see their corruption level. And he's failing. I don't. How hard is it to pass a bill that doesn't allow people that aren't citizens of the U.S. to vote? How hard is it? This guy makes it seem like he'd rather have both his arms and legs cut off.
I mean, the guy was only connected to just about every major player in the swamp internationally, and yet you don't hear much about it. And what the hell are they hiding with Jeffrey Epstein?
oh shit.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
I can't believe that Brian Tyler Cohen just can't get off the whole Epstein thing. Go investigate the Epstein files. If I'm being investigated by the federal government and they ask me a question about Trump and I say Donald Trump's name during the interview, Donald Trump's name would then come up another time in the documents. That's how that works, in case he needs to expand his brain to figure out how these federal documents work. See, they write everything down they say, so if Trump's name's mentioned a million times in questions, they're asking 10,000 questions about Donald Trump, there's going to be 20,000 mentions of Donald Trump, isn't there? But he doesn't seem to understand that. He also doesn't seem to understand that Jeffrey Epstein didn't like Donald Trump very much and donated an overwhelming majority of his money to Democratic campaigns and coached the current Democratic leaders on how to go after Donald Trump while he was in prison, texting them daily. This is ridiculous. This is absurd. And this is Propaganda Watch here with Political Spatula.
This is the number one economic issue for most American families. Affordability is at the center of our politics, as you've just said, and housing is the single most expensive thing in people's American families' lives.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Welcome to Trump Force One.
Or throwing elections for the rest of United States history is a pretty big bargaining chip. And Donald Trump's really making a stance on that. He's saying This could get passed, the housing bill could get passed, but in a couple of years, the Democrats could throw it straight out the window and destroy the housing market just like his beloved Barack Obama. Remember that, Brian Tyler Cohen? Remember how your beloved Barack Obama put how many people out of a house? And irreversibly destroyed the housing market. But no, Brian Tyler Cohen would rather go support a tyrant like Obama than actually try to save American elections with Donald Trump and then pass the housing bill. He's more concerned with stealing United States' elections.
See, if you think housing is expensive, wait until you try affording a golden crest for your family's private jet. It is hard to describe how rare an achievement this housing bill is, but
Okay, so if Donald Trump was able to get it passed, Brian Tyler Cohen wouldn't have covered it at all. I'm sure of that, or he would have found some way to crap on it because that is all he does. And that family crest came out of his own pocket, so who cares what he does with his own money? And let's not forget how much money he saved American families. Oh, well, here's a handy image of Biden's price increases to Trump's price decreases. Well, isn't that nice? That gives you a nice little visualization there for you, Brian Tyler Cohen. How great your Democratic leaders are doing when you're not telling us how bad Donald Trump is and covering up for their fuck ups.
people seem to think that Donald Trump's refusal to sign this piece of legislation that was handed to him on a silver platter and that would be part of a winning message as we ramp up to the November elections is a sign that he doesn't care about the midterms.
He does care about the midterms. He just doesn't want to see the midterms be thrown away like in New York, where they had an overwhelming majority of people voting in New York, numbers which I don't think have been seen since the Great Depression, which that screams voter fraud. But this guy would rather sit here and crap on Donald Trump than try to urge Democrats to push the Save America Act so that they can get their housing bill passed. Why fight so hard on this? It really makes you wonder what their morals really are. Alright, well, that's all I got for you guys. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and comment down below. Have a good one.